Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Writer's Block Party Podcast. I'm your host, R.C. Cepeda. We are a podcast about creators being creative. We come up with ideas for a movie, TV show, or product, and we get to invite you along for the journey and the process. In this week's episode, Jesse Marvin, a trainer slash fitness guru here in Los Angeles, swings by the studio to talk shop along with some intellectual ideas.
Hi, I'm R.C. Cepeda, your host for Writer's Block Party Podcast. And today, we have your co-host, Ali Naqvi.
Hey, hi.
And we have our guest, Jesse Marvin. Welcome, Jesse.
Thank you.
How's your day?
It was pretty good. It was nice and chill, relaxed. Got to sleep in today.
That's always a plus.
Yeah, got a little bit of sun, chill.
It's always a plus.
Now hanging out with the boys.
There you go. Well, these boys, we're going to create an idea. So just to give you a little backup on what we do, it's a podcast about creators being creative. So what does that mean is we're gonna come up with a TV show, a movie, or a product. It could be a book, a video game, a magazine, anything you think of product. And then you'll choose the platform, and then I'll give you some names. And then from there we kind of make our own adventure.
And we run with it.
Beautiful.
Or jog with it, or
Depending on.
whatever you want to do with it.
Whatever.
So what do you want to do? Movie, TV show, product?
Let's do like a good one season TV show.
Specific.
I love it.
Specific. I like that. One season. Okay. So these are the names we're going to choose from. Attack of the 50-foot 21st Century Woman, Surf and Turf, or Nice Try, Mr. Matthews.
I feel like we gotta go nice try with Mr. Matthews.
That's a good one.
The 50-foot woman, that's just making me think of a female version of Ant-Man. So I'm not feeling too much.
Okay.
And then, what was the second
The
one?
second one was Surf and Turf.
Surf and Turf. It's a little too jazzy for me right now. off the top of my head.
That's fine. Nice try, Mr. Matthews. I like that.
Nice
So,
try, Mr. Matthews.
What are your first feelings, your first thoughts about Nice Try, Mr. Matthews?
I'm feeling like Mr. Matthews needs to be a very distinguished man with a lot of drive.
Okay.
But he's always he can never get it. It's always like right there. It's just right in front
Just
of
out
him.
of reach with Mr. Matthews. Okay.
Exactly. So something, maybe there's like beautiful girl.
Okay.
And he's right there. Or it's like he's about to get the promotion or something, bump up, and then some dude comes from another company or steps down and takes a spot from him, and he's just
So he's never get like he envisions what he wants.
yeah.
And he's seeing it.
He has the potential to do it. It just
Not
he
getting
just
it.
gets
He's always this close.
yeah.
Okay. So with this, are you thinking like I'm thinking if I may, I'm thinking like what's that movie with Robin Williams and Dead Poets Society? I'm thinking.
Sure, yes.
Where it's based on it's a movie on the professor, like and his impact on his students.
Professor?
So
Professor.
Professor.
Beautiful.
Quick little plug. Professor _ Marvin.
Yeah, there we go.
That's for this guy right here, Jesse Marvin.
That worked out well.
So that did work out well. So that's what I'm thinking, right? Like it's based on Mr. Matthews, who is a professor. He's someone of that nature, like you said, distinguished man. But the film is, we said the first season of one season of a TV show is about him and his impact on his students. That's my thought. Ali?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, his impact. And why is it Nice Try, Mr. Matthews?
He's got to be
Maybe
missing
he's-
out on something.
Yeah, or he can't connect with these kids,
These kids.
right?
These kids.
So maybe like that's the thing is like
Two geeks.
because
Is it because of a language barrier? Like,
I feel like
he's just gonna start, yeah.
Is he like? Is he studying like in Cambodia? Like, he's just
no, but
gonna get it?
he has he's got because we just watched Mr. Holland's Opus,
That's a great film.
right? That's a good one too.
Beautiful,
But it's
beautiful,
yeah, beautiful boy, right?
I
So
cried.
so we do we run with that too, like because that one runs through time.
Yeah.
So like they go through his whole life, right? Or like
The
whatever.
age, yeah, it goes through all the
which is
ages.
very cool. So I mean, with that you have one whole season,
Yeah,
and
we
you
can
know
fit a
you
lot of
have a
stuff in
whole
there.
you have like
You
a
can plug it all
whole
in there,
arc,
yeah.
and then like maybe like episodes later you skip and you go to down the line, you know.
What if
skip time.
there's one student? So he started. I love that, right? The age progression. What if it's based on him, but where there's this one student that he's kind of mentored
Okay.
through his age, and he grows up, and the kid is who never grows up or never like falls into his teachings. His teachings could be great, and that's why it's like nice try, Mr. Matthews. Like he and Mr. Matthews tries and tries and tries and gives his good advice, but it's the kid that's just like, no.
Yeah, it's flipped. Instead of him missing out, it's him trying to get someone, but they're missing out.
Yeah, that could be something.
That could be. Yeah. No, that's good.
Not serious. What's gonna be the issue with the kid in this though? Why is the kid?
I think we should finalize the tone. So is this a comedy? There's gonna be
Yeah,
comedy
because
in
you
it.
could give this kid like some serious troubles,
And we could, downtrodden, he's,
or you could just be a total dork.
or total dick. Like, because they're, self-entitled 2018 generation,
Yeah.
could be that, which actually would be a good spin because, there's no light shed on
Little college sophomore.
little fucking pricks, or could it be, more comedic, it's a funny
Yeah.
TV series, or is it hey, listen to your teachers. I don't know.
I don't want that one.
You don't want that? Okay.
No.
Or it could be based on Mr. Matthews, a distinguished professor / intelligent guy, but he's trying his hand at doing stand-up or doing something completely non-professorish.
Like a total hidden life.
Yeah, or maybe he's trying to be a ballet dancer, or I don't know, or a tap dancer, or a jazz musician, and he's just
And that's what him and that kid connect.
And that could be if we still want the kid there in this scenario. I don't know. I mean, it's an open world, right? It's an open concept. It is all over the place, but this is where we can fine tune and figure something.
Yeah, I think.
What do
Where
you
to go? What genre of movie you want it to be?
Yeah.
I think it could be. I was thinking more of a serious one.
More serious TV show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then we can, if we got some good episodes, we need some good some good things to happen in there.
Yeah.
If you make it serious, you can make it some real cliffhanger stuff and whoa.
Yeah, we could do that. So we want a serious tone.
Juggling a double life. Right?
Yeah, we can throw that on. That could be a good ease out of it. Something
That
like
could be
the
a story.
comedy thing or
Yeah.
whatever. Where it's that side of his personal life is kind of more humorous, but then his work and everyone that he's helping with is a little bit more
serious.
whoa, and that's how he escapes from that.
Or, it's not or, but
Yeah.
and he's juggling, he knows he's juggling between his personal life and his side life, his second life, right?
Yeah.
What if he's trying to be like a clown, juggling things?
Proper juggling?
Proper juggling.
It's that's the commercial.
My
It's
life
just him
goal.
juggling things. It's
Yeah.
this is my life. And then he takes another one and he's like, this is my dream. He's juggling. He's like, this is me juggling my dream and my life.
What
Tune in
do I
Wednesdays.
do? Nice try, Mr. Matthews.
But
As he looks away,
but
one,
the tone
falls
is
on his
really
head.
dark. Tune in.
Well, speaking of a dark,
I watched that show.
Sounds good.
Well, dark tone and clown. I think of Baskets. Have you ever seen Baskets? Have you seen it? It's actually with Zach Galifianakis.
I hate
We talked about him earlier, but and so do I. But Zach Galifianakis plays a downtrodden clown who's just trying to I think we just created the
Baskets.
idea of Baskets.
No, but it doesn't. I don't think it's necessarily a clown. I mean, it's he's trying to do something, And he's trying to, I think, just juggle all of the things. That's the whole nice try of it all. Is that, you go with what teachers do, and also teachers aren't making a lot of money.
He's giving his
And
best
they're not.
effort.
Teachers aren't making a lot of money, man. And
it shows like
they
how
have
far
to-
he
yeah,
goes
for
to
like
help change
side
his
jobs,
life.
and then when you run into your fucking like your students outside of your work, you're not even supposed to like acknowledge it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to kind of let it slide, and you just say hi if you have to, but you don't.
That's actually
and
great.
Also they're not
It can be
making enough-
focused, and that can show. Not to interrupt, but that could show like the struggle that my cousins, or someone that I know's wife is a teacher, and like she does so much, gets paid so little.
Yeah,
but,
and then they're expected to do
loves
like
what she does.
stuff after school and before school,
Yes.
and like take
So
care
the
of them, which is
commitment.
good, and they love doing it and all
Yeah.
that, and it's good. But it's like, they're like definitely not compensated the way they should be. So maybe that's the
that
thing.
could be
is
the
that it's like,
the takeaway.
it was like that's the thing, is that he has to find like all these, juggle his life, but also like he has to get another job, and he has to pay the bills. He still has kids to feed, like he's
So you could be like a sign spinner, like to make like $100 for like one
a
day.
juggler.
Yeah, well, he's juggling the sign. Yeah, but no, that's great because it does show the compassion he has. He wants to stay being a teacher.
Yeah.
So this could be like a 7-part
What city are we putting him in?
Good question.
Because then we can go like
New York, like where it's it's expensive. We need an expensive
yeah,
city.
or like San Francisco or something. They
San
have that
Francisco.
huge teacher shortage thing too.
In San Francisco.
That's good.
They're not
It's
getting
expensive.
they're not getting paid enough inside like the city limits to actually live in there. So they all have to like commute in, and teachers like late to work, and
That's a great not an expose to say, but it's a great
It points
way
out
of
that.
shining light
a
on
nice
that.
takeaway.
Yeah. I like that. See, so this is a serious tone, but it's a thoughtful,
Yeah.
thought provoking. It's showing that like, hey, like, there's these people that actually live in these lives, juggling these lives like that. I like that a lot. All right, so let's think side jobs. So I think a sign spinner is a great one because it's a quick ad. People see it. You can make like $100 in a day, but you're out there in the fucking sun, twirling, juggling a sign. And we could focus on the embarrassment his kids, his students are walking across the street. They see him. Hey, Mr. Matthews.
Well, but yeah, I mean, it would have to be something that you do after school. Sign spinners are usually during the day.
So like pizza delivery,
It would have to
Uber.
be something. Maybe it's Uber. That's pretty good. And then you can follow
very
with
relevant.
Ubering too, or maybe it's just like, I feel like it has to just be something else that like, what else can we have like?
I feel like the Uber or Lyft driver type person like that, and maybe if we're still having that kid in there or something that he mentors, maybe that kid's like a science spinner or something. Maybe he does a day with him or something to like walk it in his shoes
Or what if it's Mrs. Matthews and she's like a stripper? I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Gotta go straight
or Uber's on the way to the
straight
strip club.
to it.
I'm just saying, like, I'm sure it's a thing,
There's
right?
a lot.
And their students come into the strip club.
Well, that's the other thing, is it does have to be something that will like, maybe he's like, he definitely knows it's like, okay, I have to do something that's adult oriented so that it's or he or she, whoever.
Because that's where the money's at.
Well, that's where the money's at, but also like, you don't want to run into your students, so
Yeah.
you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to go bag groceries, because then
Yeah.
they're going to see me bagging groceries, and that's not good.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is something where kids don't want to go to these places or something, or maybe it's like, maybe after, like, what else is,
It could even maybe
Adult related, it's-
What if the teacher's a dude but he's gay, and like the kid or something is like in the closet, or even something like that.
I mean, that's a serious topic that, like,
And that's
is
perfect
2018.
for San Francisco too.
That's true.
No, if he's still like a teacher or something.
oh yeah.
But if then he ended up being gay, and then the
Well,
kid was like in the closet or something.
Let's think like side jobs, so, like,
yeah.
because I think that's
Oh,
where
yeah, for the side
that's
job
the
one.
arc.
What about just a bartender? And then he's like always working, he's always tired at school.
And then it's also about the relationship between them, and people think that they're gay together, but they're not gay together ever. They just have a respect for each other.
Because it's more mentor.
Yeah, like it's like true mentor, but maybe like later in the season, once you've established the characters and like really gotten into this like relationship, you know, there's nothing, like it's all just a respect relationship, but the audience, or not the audience, the people in the movie, whatever, like the bad guys.
TV show.
Yeah, the TV show. They end up like, you know, bringing up like, hey, what the fuck's going on here? But between these two or whatever.
Well,
so
I
that
think
could be like a
create
controversy
conflict with
later.
it.
Later in the season.
I think
or whatever.
we need to establish like the age range, right? Like what age are the kids or the students?
Well,
Well, you're a college kid then.
yeah. Well, I kind of like the idea of like skipping around time. So we start young and
Oh yeah.
you know.
It's
go
it
later.
It
Or-
could even be one of those things where they
impacts.
start where they're like, I don't know, 50 and 40 or whatever, and then it goes like a flashback to when
Totally.
the kid was in college and
You
stuff.
could
and
do
they,
so
and
much
they
of
met
it
each other in the
with
bar,
What is this?
bartending or something.
This could be like back in the 1950s or 1960s. That could
Yeah.
be
Oh, that'd be pretty
a
cool.
professor into that age,
Yeah.
where it was very
Well,
not
then that
like
mess
that
up-
lifestyle
That
wasn't.
might mess
like,
up the teacher thing though.
well, no, 'cause there's still teachers back in the day.
Yeah, but I don't know if the price system is checked.
I mean, teachers exist.
Yeah.
Teachers have always existed.
Haven't they?
I think.
I don't
I
know.
think so.
But I'm sure they're paid peanuts. I don't know.
Always, right? That's always been. No, but I mean, you know, we can put it.
They
whenever,
can't be a Lyft driver.
I don't. Yeah, you can't live drives in 1950.
Okay.
Hop on my horse.
Yeah. A carriage driver. Whoopsh.
They live in Pennsylvania.
You said San Francisco.
Oh yeah. They're from Pennsylvania. He's
Horses
Amish.
in San Francisco.
He moved away from being
no, I
Amish.
think if we do the Uber Lyft drive, that's fine. Or we could just do any job that's like, maybe he just thinks, oh, I won't run into
Oh yeah, I forgot.
anybody that I'm not.
I took that out.
We don't have to. We don't have to do that because it could be any job. And I like the idea of it just being like something that's, you know, that you wouldn't expect to run into people that you know.
Like an odd job that.
Yeah. Like, oh, I fucking go and do stupid stuff where I tie ribbons, or you know, or I do something like I do ghost calling. You know, like at night I go and ghost call, like Steve Carell or like Michael Scott.
I didn't.
Did you ever watch The Office?
I didn't
Michael
follow
Scott used
it.
he used to have he used to work for some lipofedrin company, and he would like make calls at night. Second job stuff. You have to sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would be a terrible graveyard shift job? The janitor at the college. With the high school.
Just to roll it out and like hide for like an hour.
Yeah, he
come
like
back.
sleeps in the high school.
Yeah.
Okay, I think let's put a pin on this.
Depressing.
Let's put a pin on this.
Put a pin on that.
Let's put a pin on this. Let's talk about you, Jesse. So, are you new to LA?
I am, yes.
Yeah.
I've been here since the beginning of July.
Okay. How do you like it?
Yeah.
Well, what brought you out to LA?
I originally came out here kind of I got a one-way ticket type deal to work on a TV show.
Nice.
And unfortunately that TV show didn't end up happening, but I was kind of here, and it was my ticket to get here, so that was kind of cool. It gave me the little push to get down here. And then now I'm just training, which is how I ran into this dude. He's showing me the ropes now.
Oh,
So-
you're responsible for that,
Yeah.
for those muscles.
I'm responsible for that. I went up to
He's
this
been
gym and I was
training
like, "Do you even lift, bro?"
Yeah.
Do you even lift, bro?
A little bit. But yeah, and then other than that, just kind of hanging out, enjoying it. I'm not a fan of. I don't feel like the traffic is super crazy, but the stoplights will get me. Because you just sit there for 5 minutes at a
Yeah.
time.
And then that left turn thing, you know, like
Oh
you have
yeah,
to, like,
there's no turn lane.
there's no turn lanes here or like blink
And then
signals,
it's your
so you
turn
have
to
to
go.
go.
And 5 people are still
In
going.
the yellow,
Yeah.
it's like the worst. You have to go on yellow.
I don't know anything.
You don't know
about
anything
that. I don't
about
drive.
driving
I haven't
or
driven
whatever.
since
Oh,
This
that's
guy's-
great.
since 1924. I'm old.
Oh.
No. Since 2000.
Since you hopped off your chair.
Since
San Diego?
I haven't driven in about 4 years. Yeah.
Yikes.
I haven't had my own car.
That's
Nothing wrong
how.
with
That's how
that.
Portland was.
I
for.
just
Big cities, you don't really need
I
it.
just-
Like,
I
there's
just-
so
especially
much-
if you live here.
and I work so close. I work like 8 minute walk.
Oh,
But so I'm not familiar with this left turn thing.
Left turn.
thing.
Lucky for
The
you.
struggle that you guys are.
Yeah.
First world problems.
Yeah. LA problems. I mean, like, I go back to Texas and I do that, and people look at me like, hey, stop, knock it off.
And there are 20 lane highways.
Yeah. So, do you like it? So you obviously like the acting, or you want to get into that, right? You want to get into the show.
Not really so much.
No.
I mean, it's kind of a fun little hobby to do, just on the side because it's something totally different than training people all day. But I've never went and tried to get one of these things. Like I've done a couple of extra things and stuff like that, but I've always been asked to do it. So it was just kind of
That's
why not?
cool. So it's kind of fell in your lap.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be fun, do something different.
Well, my hope is that this podcast gets you there.
Boom, next thing I
I
know.
want to see your face.
I'm on the
Like
That guy.
Oscars.
We need that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible, right?
And then you guys can be our managers.
I agree. That's it already, man.
We'll just keep it going with the podcast. I'll take over. I'll switch the spots.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Security.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Nice try, Mr. Matthews.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
All right, that's good. Well, welcome to LA.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we're doing good, right? So we have this concept. I think we do need to finalize this side job thing. Like, what makes that nice try part of nice try, Mr. Matthews, right? And if not, or solidify the side job aspect of it, is maybe there's another way we can incorporate the nice try part to this concept.
Well, I mean, he's always right there, and these opportunities just kind of don't work out for him.
It's like the people in his circle. He feels like he's doing really good, but maybe the people in his circle feel like they're like super bummed for him because he just keeps missing a shot at everything. But he's like staying positive throughout it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't know that it's really a nice try for him, but we all know that it was a nice try for him.
So he could be like oblivious to it.
Yes.
So he thinks like he's knocking out the park.
Yeah.
And then they're like, nah, man.
I'm living life out here.
He's like, yeah, I'm doing this. And then, nah, man.
What if he's like also like I mean, I don't know if it's too much to be like if he's a writer. What if he's like, he tries to like always tries to get stuff published and he never does.
Oh yeah. That'd actually be a good one. Like,
And then what if the ending is his story about all that,
Yeah.
which gets published?
Totally.
So it's a story
About
of all
never
his
getting
that came out
tries.
from the kid that he mentored.
That I like that a lot.
Yeah. 'Cause
So
then
it's a story of his failures.
Totally.
That's good. And it shows him get older and older.
Yeah, and then
And it's over time, and it's like he's writing these, like maybe he writes and he submits it to like newspapers or he submits to like magazines, and he's always been trying to get like published. He just never can. Just nice try, Mr.
Everybody loves this stuff, but it just
Yeah,
never
like
gets
it's
it.
just never. Sorry, we're looking for something different. Maybe he's always like just like right behind the times, or like because writing. I mean, everything like demand changes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So maybe like because he's like just like a step behind and he just can't catch up. Every time he catches up, the times change.
That could be the thing. Like he's trying to get all that stuff published and whatnot, and it's never working. And then on the side, like his stress relievers, he's writing like a biography, and then maybe I don't know, maybe he passes away in the future, and then that biography gets found and that gets published, and that's the one that
Nice
ends
try,
up.
Mr. Matt.
Yeah.
I like that. I do like that. Like the idea of him writing this autobiography, or just like his
That's
initials.
a
Right?
good change.
Yeah, and or it could be. I was thinking if we wanted to bring it into like this day and age where like he's blogging, like he's blogging his like
That's pretty good.
his things,
Yeah,
right? It's just
maybe
more
like-
on the
yeah,
in the
like-
digital end,
Yeah.
digital age.
And
That
that's
was
what
why
gets,
why he's in class or something.
Yeah.
He's staying late after school and he's in there.
And maybe that's like not what he's trying to get published. That's what goes
That's what goes viral.
viral.
Yeah, like that. That would work.
Yeah.
Like he leaves his computer unlocked
And
and
it's
one
a-
of the students finds it.
Yeah, it's great.
And he, like, the whole time he's ever written it, like, he like talks about it. Like, no, 15 people read this thing. Like, I don't know.
Or maybe he's those kind of guys that like he does a blog just for himself, like just like he doesn't invite anybody,
totally.
He doesn't
like,
share it.
It's like
And
a
then
little
just
diary
reading,
type
yeah.
thing.
I like you, but digital diary, the DD, and then like one of
Yeah, it's like anonymous that he finds it, or that he has it anonymous. They don't know it's him, and then one of the students finds it, and it goes viral through the schools. Then he's like, "Oh no!" And one kid knows it's him, and he's like, "Yo, don't tell anybody."
this is my life. I like that. All right, let's think characters. Where's your cast for this?
Or the kids could find it and try connecting the story, and then they ended up finding out that it's their professor from the blog. Like they use that as like kind of a scavenger hunt
first
type
it
thing.
So it
viral,
becomes
then-
viral, and then people kind of figure it out.
And then all the dots line up for them to figure out it's their school.
Like that.
Or it's him.
And then someone gets murdered.
Twist! Twist! And then,
Give it some heat. Season 4.
I mean, that would be.
Episode 4 or 5.
What if? Ooh, that's actually good. What if like it's a serial killer kind of guy? That's like how he gets like he puts it like
Oh, that'd be wild.
like he just does it for himself.
And
Yeah.
he's vlogging the whole serial killing of
That's
A serial killer.
the whole
So,
time.
That's his
Oh, that's
secondary.
wild.
That's his
third
side job.
That's his
He
third
kills
job.
him by picking him up in Uber.
Oh no! It all goes full circle. No, but that's actually pretty good though. Like that's how he gets his clues. Is on his blog to himself that
I
no
think
one.
this is a different movie. Man. I really think
serious.
this is a different
It's just,
movie.
I'm thinking True
Write
Detective
that
style.
down. No,
That's
just
just
write
like
that down. But that's a different.
This is a good season TV show though, because it keeps you all the episodes, so
Yeah.
you can watch the next one.
For it to be that? For it to be a serial killer?
Yeah, I feel like
Oh,
that's a
shit.
good season. You can't make multiple seasons out of it 'cause it's too much.
That's true.
A movie you maybe can't
okay.
put as much
Alright,
detail.
so he's a serial killer writer that leaves
Slash teacher.
slash.
Which is that? Has that been done?
So that's
He
his
kills
cover.
the
Has
teacher,
that- has that
so
been
that's why
done,
there's a
though?
shortage of
That's his cover story. Is that he's a teacher,
Yeah.
and then he's not an aspiring writer.
This is probably murderer.
He's an aspiring serial murderer, and he serial murders people, and then he writes about it in his secret blog.
Yeah. And then
Why is he
flash
writing-
forward, it's a Zodiac.
Why is he-
Back in 19.
Why is he writing a secret blog about it if he's?
Because he needs to get it out, maybe. Because you know how, like, if you watch, like, To Catch a Murderer, to go back to our first pilot.
Yes.
No, but if you watch, I Am a Murderer, I think is what it's called on Netflix. Or, like, any of those shows, like.
Making a murderer.
I think it's called I Am a Murderer. No, but there is that aspect to where like these serial killers, like Mindhunters is what I was watching, where like they need to find a way to like let it out, right? Because they can't keep it in. What if this guy's his
bottle
idea?
up and they'll go
Yeah,
insane.
his idea is like, let me write a blog, so I'm telling the world, but no one can see it.
Yeah.
It's just me. And then it gets let out.
Yeah.
And then
everyone's
like
trying to
through the
find
show,
out.
yeah. And so that could be where it's at. That's the arch.
It happens in the town, and,
arc.
and then they find the school.
Like maybe
Who
he
does he
thinks
kill? Like college kids?
I mean, that's
Or
up
just
to
random
us.
people?
Yeah.
Old people, because who needs it?
You've had your time.
The future's now, old man.
Oh, man.
I love that movie.
What do you think?
He's sitting on the basketball ring.
Is that too dark?
What?
I think that's
murder?
dark. That's great.
No. I like the serial
That's
murderer
great.
thing. I'm trying to think if that's too many things that he's juggling.
He's a murderous
Now he's
clown
juggling-
teacher. He's
He's
a murderous
people.
clown
He's
teacher.
writing a
Juggling
blog
each
about
episode
it,
of
and then
the
he's
series.
also teaching, and he has got the student that he
Wow.
wants to mentor.
Well, it's a
Is
one-
he mentoring him in what?
He's got
What's
a
he
busy
mentoring him?
life.
What if it's like, okay.
Not
He's a
Travis
serial.
Matthews, you
Okay.
murdering fuck.
It's like Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo.
It was you the whole time.
What if he's mentoring and this is just an idea? He's trying to mentor this. So what if he finds that he's trying to right his wrongs by training this kid to be like a good person. So he's he's training him on the things that he should have done.
Yeah, the man he wanted to be or whatever, but isn't.
But he's subtly leaving these little breadcrumbs, and the kid is the one that puts it together. The kid is like, Mom?
How old is this kid?
I don't know. What is my voice?
I was like, did not expect the little kid voice to come out of there. I was like,
my voice is like an 8-year-old kid right now.
wow.
Huh? The 8-year-old figures it out.
Mommy?
Smart.
The student, and then the murdering, and then the.
What kind of mom is that an 8-year-old read blogs
There's still a lot
online?
of stuff going on. Still, I don't know. I like the murdering,
Okay.
and I like the blogging, but then the teaching, I feel like maybe too much.
Too much. But that's
I like
the thing.
that, where he murders people and then he blogs about it. That's great.
But what is he doing when he's not murdering? We need to give him something.
No, I know. It's
And
just
that's
teaching
the
thing.
twist.
I think the teacher's
That's
kind
a
of cool
twist.
because then it's like,
What if he's
It
an
makes it a very
anatomy
normal
teacher?
life.
So he teaches anatomy. So he knows the body. He knows how to kill people.
oh, people like kill
He knows how to
bodies he uses for the class.
yeah, this is you go down
Anatomy.
That's something.
Yeah. Okay. So biology, anatomy.
So not an 8-year-old kid.
So not 8-year-olds.
Not an 8-year-old
Right.
kid.
Unless this kid
Just
hasn't dropped yet.
Or he's in honors, way past the honors class.
Yeah. Yeah.
12-year-old sophomore college.
GT. He's gifted. No. We need to figure out if are we also passing the time and he murders people, but he waits years between it, and so maybe at first there isn't a blog, and it used to be letters, and
That could-
people didn't know, and he would
that.
he murdered people right when there was letters, and he would send letters in,
You could
and
do
then
it
they never caught it, and then he stops, and then years later he stops, but you don't know that he doesn't stop, and then they start linking it with, we find this blog, and then this blog has all these other murders that get
Or link
Point
to it.
towards that kind
yeah,
of.
you find that everyone has the same
That they
speech
answer
pattern.
the questions of
Yeah.
those
Totally,
mis-
What
it's
if he
there's
is-
this continuation almost.
Or if the teacher at the school and a kid dies every 4 years when a whole new group of kids come in. And then the kid that he mentors is the kid that he eventually kills.
Every
He
year.
gets really
Every
close
4
with them
years.
every 4 years and
That's
walks
too
with them through
obvious,
the school
no?
and then kills them.
I think the kid that he mentors should be the one where
It's
the
a
kid
friend of
the kid does
the
not
kid
know.
that he
Yeah.
mentors.
The kid has no idea until the very end, and that's a twist. It's my own mentor, the guy who taught me life. The kid has no father, so this is the father figure. That would be heartbreaking. That would be a mind.
What if he's an
this
older
kid.
professor and then the guy the person that finds it out is a younger professor that's their first year?
In his tracks, he's
Yeah.
that could be it.
And then maybe he keeps screwing up at teaching and the older guys you're not doing it right. And he's like, nice try, Mr. Matthews.
Nice try, Mr. Matthews.
I do think
And there's 2 main characters type people instead of just one.
I really am sold. I like the idea of the kid being
The one that figures it out.
that figures it
Yeah.
out. I really think that there's something there. Is that too obvious?
Well, I feel it might be it might be too obvious, but I like the idea of it being somebody that's close to the person that is mentored, but I don't. If it's the person that's mentored gets murdered every 4 years,
Maybe
might be too on the nose.
or maybe it just
But,
happens to be that kid's sister or something.
something. It has to be somebody
Somebody
that's
related.
somebody best friends, or that person's best friend, or somebody close to that person that dies. But it might be just too
Ooh, that could
giving or telling.
Maybe it's twins that are at college together. The sister has this class, and then all of a sudden, her brother finds out that he thinks the professor is like trying to kill her, and then he transfers into the class, and then he eventually finds it on his computer, like the blog, after it was viral, and then he's like, wait, it's this professor.
That's the other thing, is like, if you're gonna post a blog about murdering people, you're not gonna do it where like, your IP is gonna be traced. He's gotta be like dark webbing.
Yeah.
He's gotta dark web some stuff.
But he's not perfect.
He slips or something. Or he forgets his phone or something.
Then they would have caught him years ago.
True.
That's my thing.
Okay.
Because if it's like, I like the idea that it's like over time, and that like that they lost track of him, or he stopped or something, and then he picked it up as and on his blog, and then they don't even know.
Maybe
that
he got
exists.
sick or something for a time. Like he was in the hospital, he had something happen, and he had to like leave.
Maybe there's a special little whistle that he does. No, hear me out. Hear me out. All right. There's a special whistle, like a.
Yeah. He whistle after he kills somebody he's walking away, and then he walked through the hallway one day.
But then, like in this, and he did it like in his just nonchalantly in class, and this kid like
picked up on it.
Picks up on it. He hears it in this video that goes into the news. Where like this just in, Johnny Fever is dead, and like it's a name, right? Johnny Fever is like, student died, and then like this is the only clip we have, and it's like or whatever the hell it is, and then the kid's like, Mr. Man.
He's like, I put that before.
Nice try.
Yeah. Nice try, Mr. Man. You usually can't get out that easy.
I don't know. This is just an idea.
Yeah, no, but we could definitely hone in. But I think it's going somewhere, right?
It has its moments.
It's going somewhere. The student finding out is really good. And then the teacher thing and the murderer thing.
That sets up like a good like scenario in like a bigger city, and usually something like that.
And maybe like.
Is it a good school, or is it just like
Do
a
we
random
know
community college?
To the viewers.
Did the audience know that he's a murderer right away?
Oh, we think it's someone else.
I don't.
Maybe at the beginning, if you indicate that it's some new teacher.
While he's there, Mr.
Or not
Lawrence.
new teacher. Maybe not new teacher.
Starts off with him.
But maybe you start with like somebody else. You think that it's somebody
It
else.
starts off with him seeing a news thing. Like he just wakes up and he's grabbing his coffee in the morning. And he's watching the morning news, and it's like, oh, suspect person murdered overnight. And he's just, damn, that sucks. And
He's like,
yeah, but it's him the whole time. And then you like don't know about it.
yeah. So
The suspect gets murdered?
Yeah, he murdered them, but we only know him watching it. So it's like.
So it starts off with
about
like
it.
where it's this just in breaking news.
Yeah.
The town of San Francisco brutally shattered. Blah, blah, blah,
student-
blah. And he's just
student
like,
found murdered.
and he's just like, oh my god, this is horrible. I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a professor. God damn it. Only I can
That
kill
was
my
one of his-
students.
Or it's
Yeah.
all like, maybe that's what it is. It's
No, that
all
was
just
one of his students, and it was him, but we don't know that.
But like maybe it's students from
So
like
he's psycho.
years and years ago. Yeah, he's psycho. But basically years and years ago, maybe like he waits until like.
Oh, this just uncovered. We just solved the murder of 1984.
Yeah.
From back in Middleton High School.
Yeah,
Blah,
yeah.
blah, Middleton Elementary.
Well, there was old letters, and then if we want to go back to the blog thing,
What do teachers do?
the new blog writing matched up with the old letters from 1984,
Like the tone.
and they're like, oh, he's still around.
Or he has like a catchphrase. He's got a catchphrase, yeah. So that's where they're like
a sign out or something.
yeah, like
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
like go get him,
a
Tigers.
V for Vendetta type thing where you know it was the same dude.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like.
Yeah. Something
Imagine
to
if
give it away that
Zodiac
it's
like
just-
stopped and then years later he came back up again. It's like, hey, just this little symbol, or just Zodiac, or just whatever.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Right?
You'd be so cocky about that if you were the serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I even tell him, no, I don't
Yeah.
think him.
totally. So maybe
I'd be
like
like,
at a certain point, maybe he like makes it public, or maybe like because I think
He's
it's
tired
like,
of hiding.
What if he just wrote "Nice try,
And
Mr.
again,
Matthews"
maybe it's
on all of them?
maybe when we find out in like episode 3 or 4 that he's, as an audience, we find out that he's
that he could be,
he is
or that he
possibly the
is.
serial
What
killer.
if he's bipolar and
And
his
it's like, oh
alter
shit, that's
ego
twist number one.
is
Is
Mr.
like
Matthews?
the big twist is like that.
That's good.
Maybe the murderer is called Mr. Matthews.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And then
like that's the
his-
psycho version of him.
so Jekyll and Hyde, but he's
But
legitimately.
like that's the one that's like signed Mr. Matthews. Like
Yeah,
that's
so
what
he
the serial
signs off
killer
on it and
is
everything.
called.
What if? What if? I like this. He
So-
solves. What if he gives himself away, but not knowing it? Where he's like like he's just obsessed with finding the killer, and so it's on the track of this guy who's a professor. He's trying to like solve this murder.
It was him the whole
And it
time.
turns out it was him the whole time.
Bipolarness.
And he doesn't know.
That'll mess with
Yeah.
That's actually fucking.
He has to know. Yes.
What if he gets?
Did you watch that one with the dude who has the 23 personalities?
Split?
Yeah, did you
Great
watch
show.
it?
Yeah, great
I didn't
show.
watch it.
It's
But
good.
does he know that he has alter egos?
No, that's the thing. Like, and the great thing with that is that they bring in a psychologist, professor,
Whoa.
a psychologist who says like, oh yeah, like when he's in his characters, like all he thinks is his characters. When he gets out of it, like he doesn't remember, like recollect like what that character did.
Yeah.
So that is apparently like a true condition, you know. So that could be something.
He wakes up one morning and there's like bloody clothes at his house and he's like, what are these?
He's like, I spilled the Kool-Aid. Oh.
Not again. So he's also split personality.
He's a juggler, a clown.
He's got just a lot of shit to juggle, man.
He drives for Uber and Lyft.
In the 50s. Motherfucker is...
One's a horse and one's a
what a life, Mr. Matthews. What a life.
Nice try, Mr.
And he's a bartender.
No, he could be like Doctor Who. He could just be running all these different lives. Like, just pretender style, just like, now I'm a doctor.
Well, do we,
Decides.
out of all of those, what do we want to find?
No. It's all great, Mr. Matthews. No, I like that's his murder serial killer name. That's really good. That's the Mr. Matthews of it all. And then like when he's like a professor, his name is something else. And like
Mr. Matthews.
we don't even know that well, no, I don't know. Because then if you're following him right away at the beginning, then we know.
I think it needs to follow the
Different people, all
Yeah.
the kid,
Yeah.
The
Whoever
teacher.
is
the principal,
the parent of the teacher. Say they went into like a parent-teacher conference.
all kinds of different
Like
people.
yeah.
We run all
But
over
it's
the place.
subtle. Like it doesn't show the Mr. Matthews part until obviously the very end. But
Like the first
Maybe
episode.
one of the, if he, going back to him killing someone in the past, maybe it was like 10 years prior or something.
so it doesn't look like him. So they don't think.
Yeah, and if a teacher went in to meet, or a parent went in to meet the teacher, and then they recognized something, and maybe that parent was there when their spouse got killed, which was by
Okay.
him the whole time.
Like maybe like in this parent-teacher
Like
conference.
he killed the wife like 20.
He does like this, like he's
Yeah.
like doing this, or like
Same
something
whistle,
subtle,
the whistle.
And they did that with like a knife or something,
or like a
like at the murder scene.
and like it clicks.
Yeah, something like that. To where it starts an investigation. Something has to be the catalyst for someone wanting to find out that he
Now say
is the murderer.
say with the other concept is where he turns himself in, not like hey I'm the killer, but like he's like hey I've solved this, like I've got all this proof, blah blah blah, here it is, and then
He gets put in jail, and while he's in jail, someone still gets killed and leaves the same mark
it's the kid
that took
he
his spot.
mentored.
Ooh, that'd be good. And the
Just
kid
like
still
this.
signs Mr. Matthews, but they notice that the handwriting's slightly different. Like the
It's like
kid takes on the
lowercase t
persona.
instead of capital case T.
Yeah, just something like very minute.
So they let
and
it
not have anybody like catch that. Where it's like only the user sees that, but nobody in the show finds it out.
Or what if Mr. Matthews, the original, killed in his past time? He killed people, but then the kid kind of caught on, like, wait, he's the killer, and the kid starts killing, but frames the original Mr. Matthews. So
like he
gets thrown away, put in jail, and then it's a kid like, hey, it was me.
Yeah.
You know, just an idea.
twist.
That'd be pretty cool halfway through.
We could have like totally twisted in the kind of the middle where like it takes this weird turn, and I mean it could turn like a bunch of times, because then the other thing is maybe like you find out that Mr. Matthews is like a presumed, like he keeps passing it on. Maybe it wasn't even him. Maybe
he's the original guy.
It was his mentor.
Yeah.
Or, you know, something like that, where maybe he could have gotten it from someone else, you know, like he was passed down the moniker of
So
Mr.
those Matthews before him?
Maybe.
In the 50s?
That we don't know that until like
Or
way
later.
later. Yeah, totally.
That'd be cool. Casting. Let's think. Who is Mr. Matthews? And who is the kid?
The old Mr. Matthews.
Matthew McConaughey.
I could see like Matthew McConaughey does have like a mentoring kind of like attitude, like
If you made him make him play like an old guy in it, that'd be kind of cool. Make him play like a 70-year-old.
He does have
with
like,
his voice and everything.
Yeah, but he's got like he does tend to like say proverbial things, you know, like that's what I mean. Like he's he's a thinker.
And then he passes away 2/3 of the way through it. So then you just kind of miss out on
That's
him.
all the budget we have.
Yeah.
We only have 4 or 5 episodes, maybe.
We want to do 10, but we only
But
have
we only get 4 or 5, so
Gotta do
either
some
we gotta
wild
like
turkey commercials.
yeah, or we do like certain, because you have to pay him for the whole episode if he appears in it.
That's
So.
true.
And the kid?
So if we have Matthew McConaughey as Mr. Matthews,
That's a given. For
Okay.
5 episodes. He
Alright.
dies.
How long was the
The
season?
kid
8
kills him.
episodes?
That's when you think when he gets revealed and he's like, turn yourself in, he gets murdered.
I feel.
and then
Nice try, Mr.
then the murder still happened.
No, I don't know.
You know, I think
I think he
when
should die of like a sickness. Like, and the kid finds it out like right before he dies.
what if the kid just kills him? I don't know.
Like, fuck him.
Well, let's like who's like a good mischievous kind of kid, like who's got that menacing look,
Kid.
but a good actor.
I'm thinking about that kid from like the main kid from Hunger Games. I don't know what
Which one was the guy?
The guy from like Future Man? That guy?
I don't watch a lot of movies.
See, I'm thinking kid. I'm still thinking like little kid. Like I'm thinking like the kid from Room.
That
movie.
Ethan Tremblay? You want to get Ethan Tremblay?
I'm sure we can get him. Hey, got some candy.
I mean, he's good, man. He's good. He would kill this, but then he's like just a kid, though.
But I feel it needs to be like a deep
kid.
root, like like.
And then he's gonna be a murderer.
Towards the end, yeah.
Oh, so he turns into like Freddie
Oh, we have
Highmore.
a kid-
and
we have,
then
like, a
he's
young kid
murderer.
for, like,
Okay,
2
gotcha.
episodes.
So yes, if we're gonna have the old Matthew McConaughey,
Then we'll have
and he's mentoring a little kid. So we need a stage of a kid, right? Stages.
8. So like Ethan Tremblay turns into Freddie Highmore,
Who's Freddie
who was a
Highmore?
murderer. Norman Bates from Bates Motel,
That would work.
right?
Yeah, it's good.
Because they look like they could beat each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. Ethan Highmore.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's a solid cast.
Oh man, I don't know what the story is. We're juggling so many things over here.
We're juggling.
a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
juggling.
Oh man.
What are you sold on? Out of everything we've said.
Out of all these ideas on here.
Out of all these things that are right
Things
here.
we've thrown in the
Grab the ones that we like.
I like the idea of it being like an old. I do like the kind of the school thing. I feel like that's a good place to have everything. It gives it a reason to be in the city. Gives it a reason for if he's still struggling. I don't know. If he's still got to work 2 jobs. I don't think so. No, he won't be.
Murdering is.
Yeah.
I
He'll
think
sort of
that's a
college.
job.
College
That's
is
a
give
side
way
gig.
Murdering is a job. That's
side gig.
Dexter.
I'm sure it requires a lot of effort.
I like the part of him going back and forth between like maybe a 20-year gap, and when he was
That's good. Yeah, just 2 time frames.
in the highlight of his killing career, and then when he's out of it and older. I like the idea of someone taking his place and
We don't
carrying
keep it
and
secret.
carrying on the
right?
Mr. Matthews.
Maybe we don't keep it secret.
That's how it just starts, is with him killing somebody in
should-
1984.
yeah.
Pops up in 1984, San Francisco, California, killing outside of a bar,
Yeah.
and then someone walking off whistling.
Just like splitting
Active
throat, blood,
And then boom, and then it
shooting out.
goes 2004, 20 years later, and it's this dude sitting at his desk at college, whistling.
as an old.
And then the kid walks in and he's like, "Hey, good morning, Mr.
So what if
Mr.
Mr. Matthews realizes he sees that there's this reoccurring theme in these recent murders that he's not a part of, and he starts tracking it down, and he realizes it's the kid he taught years before.
Oh, that could be cool.
So
What's
he's
the
like
student's dad? Oh no, because it'd have to be the kid.
it'd be the kid. So the kid that he he really took a liking to this kid, and he told him not like how to murder people, but things about anatomy, things about this. And then he notices that wait, these killings are I remember showing this one tracheal artery that if you do this little move and then you do a little 5 there or whatever, and then he's like, wait.
So as a season
I've only
wise, that would
taught
have to
one.
be
Yeah.
main climax at episode 4 or something, 3 or 4. It gets good, and we're also gonna need that one at the end.
The climax is that he realizes it's this kid that he mentored from years ago.
But then
So we
what's
don't
gonna be
give that
kid?
away.
So there's a second murder? There's a copycat killer?
Yeah, so he
Oh my god, there's also a copycat killer.
the copycat killer is the little kid, is the student.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah.
But does he copycat kill him, or does he copycat?
No, he's just
Kill
the
other
little
people.
kid just killing other people. I think the past timeline is
He'll
that
have to fill 8 episodes too.
the past timeline is that he's a teacher, new town, new to San Francisco.
In the
And
present, in 2004.
No, this is the past,
This is 84.
1984.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he starts killing people for some reason, right? We have to figure that out. But he does a string of murders in San Francisco that he has a custom way of killing somebody, right?
Because teaching makes you want to murder people.
It does, especially anatomy. But then he starts training this, he's teaching this class. He's got this little, fuck, you can't teach anatomy to an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
That would be a good reason for him killing somebody for the first time.
What? In the 84? What's driving?
Maybe he is. Maybe he's.
Well, when you're same thing when you're starting.
Maybe that's what gave him the thing, is he was doing anatomy or something, and he cut something on the body, and he's like, oh, I wonder what that would be like to do to
Maybe
a living person.
when he's younger, he could be a student
Yeah.
going to school to become a professor, so that when he's young, he's in school.
He wants to be a college
He's
professor
trying to
in
be a
the future.
professor.
Okay.
Then when and maybe he
Yeah, the student at first, and then he
he's a
became
student.
professor. over
Maybe
20
at that
years.
time when he's going to school, he's a student for 20 years though, guys.
It doesn't have to be
Nobody's
20
in
years.
school.
It doesn't
Nobody's
have
in
to be
school
20
that long.
years.
No,
But if he's
he was in
when he's in 3rd grade, he's teaching 3rd grade at this time, because when you start as a teacher, you have to start with kids.
Yeah.
Then you have to work your way up, so you're.
Well, maybe he was just about to graduate college in '84, and then now.
So he's a young student teacher.
And now he is the professor 20 years later.
Totally, that's what I'm saying. But maybe when he's younger, he's going to school for it or something.
Yeah.
And he's in that meantime, when he's going to school to be a professor, he's teaching younger kids.
Maybe he kills someone during finals because he's so stressed.
That's what I was saying, because teachers probably want to just kill her.
Or something happens at a party. Maybe he accidentally freaks out at a party, they give him drugs or something, and he kills someone, and he's like, "Well, that felt good." And then
When he's young.
when he's in college, and then he kills people at college parties or something.
And then
Maybe he just
maybe
drugs
just
them.
super surgical.
Like,
about it.
maybe he makes them-
because he's
just
an
yeah,
asshole.
yeah,
It's
into it.
super like
Gives them overdoses or something like that.
and then he like
like
stuff
chloroform and
like,
shit.
opens him up just to like see
Yeah, yeah.
just to
He's
see
just
it
like
working.
a weirdo about it.
Yeah, just to see it all work.
Oh, that'd be super creepy.
Like
That's
he
really
starts
good.
he starts with
I like
animals.
that.
He starts with animals and then dissecting animals and works his way into humans. Is that too much?
No, that's good. He's curious about how it works, like that. He just
Yeah.
cuts it open. He's like, how does this work?
And there's so many parts of the
And then
body.
he like makes people like flex.
Oh, that'd
And
be so
then
creepy.
he just
So
That'd be good. You can make that pretty gory and like
Weird,
make
dude.
it.
That's fucked up.
Let's get weird.
Matthew McConaughey's a
He's a weirdo.
Mr.
And
Matt.
on that note, I think we're probably close to out of time.
I think we're out of time.
We're like, we could do this all night.
Okay.
We could
That's
juggle
fun.
way
We
more
started-
things.
it
We
was
could
so
throw more
vague.
things in the air and just see what happens.
Well, I mean, with nice try, Mr. Matthews. I mean, there's not.
You'll find out.
Nice try, Mr.
Episode.
Matthews.
Yeah.
That was still fun, though. That was still
Man, that would have been great if my last name was Matthews.
We could change
Nice
that.
try, Mr. Marvin.
Yeah. we
Nice
got
try,
close.
Professor Marvin.
We almost got the. We almost
That was
got
close.
it going.
Well, this is your chance to plug anything. You want to plug anything?
Not really. If you wanna follow me at all on Instagram, you can follow me at Professor_Marvin. Other than that,
Nah.
just stay positive, guys, and think of some good movies. Comment some down below.
Nice try, Mr. Marvin. Oh, wait, Mr. Matthews. Awesome. You can check us out, writersblockparty.com for more information. And you can go to @writersblockparty PRTY. It'll be somewhere.
Over here, and we'll say it for those listening. PRTY.
I always love when people do that and like click up here and then it pops up there when they do it.
Click right here. Click right there. All right. Have a good one. See you next time.